In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 clips that I watched about Cham, C-H-A-I-M, and Hershey. Cham blames God for the Nazi Holocaust and states, "If I know God, I would put him on trial." The issue raised here is that just because God is powerful, that does not necessarily mean that he is good, or at least good in the way that humans understand goodness. Assuming that human and divine notions of goodness are different, should we buckle under worship God nonetheless, or should we put him on a trial as Cham suggested? Hershey argues that writers like Cham make people's flows exciting, and those justify those flows. Instead, Hershey believes writers should show people what they could be, are one of this few better than the others. The two argue about whether Hershey was justified in approaching Cham's family when Cham first wanted to leave the yeshiva. This intervention resulted in a rift between Cham and his family, which he was never able to meet because of their death by Nazi. Cham, by contrast, feels that people are fundamentally good and that goodness comes from a faith that human beings owe to help each other. To illustrate his conviction, Cham tells the story about an old Lutheran and atheist woman who risked her life to help Jews during the war. She did this because she believed in human and being and loves them. Is this an adequate basis of a morality? Now, the two really experienced a very tragedy things. They both were looking for their families. They lost, and they experienced, the Nazi and the Holocaust, with the 6 million people being killed Jewish. I've heard this before, and this is very tragedy, and it is very difficult for them to go through that. And at this point, all they can think of being strong and finding their families. And and when something like this happens, we say we go back to God, because God, create humans and takes them back. But when nothing they are looking for is happening, it's when they start questioning about God. And some of the things that I hear from the video, it was like saving God, went through of a faith of God, and the one reason they talked about God sending Hitler, he abandoned us, 6 billion people were killed. They talked about possible God is alive, Germans are guilt, good ways are hard to understand. I'm guilty not changing. I have responsibility. Someone talked about life, way I feel. There are plenty of tragedy. Once you study, readers write about man's weakness, but they should be showing strengths. So this is the video I watched, and I think the two men are facing very difficult time, and they wanted to believe God, but something wasn't happening as fast as they wanted it. Thank you.